Hello, hello. Welcome to the show. We are live. We are going to do a sound check live. A little bit of tech issue, and we're just going to run with it as it is. So, how's everybody doing?
Great.
Well,
All right, we got
good.
good sound from Raven. Sarcastic, can we hear you?
It looks like they're muted.
Hello.
There is the sarcastic warlock. I think I hear something. There he
Wonderful.
is. There he is. All right, Speedy Lee, can we hear you?
Hello, hello.
Speedy Lee is in. All right, Sarah's coming back into the studio. We could hear you and everything. I just wanted to let you know. We're trying to stream from the same room, so if the echo happens, let us know. Looks like the computer is finally restarting. So I know you guys have been paying attention to the new pop culture trend I like to call politics.
Oh, you mean the new religion?
Yes, yeah, that one, that thing. Well, I mean, listen, Bill Gates, the World Economic Forum, all these guys, they said they were starting a new, or they were going to try to start a new one world religion. They wanted to get everybody on the same. Yeah, I laughed my ass off when I heard that shit. Needless to say, I don't think they're going to succeed, but I think they're going to have to incorporate like an alien invasion into this, and then like some historical thing gets turned up, and they're like, "Oh, this is the root of all religions, so the true God," and da da da, and we'll see where this goes. This is gonna be interesting.
I don't know. After watching this debate, there's a lot of fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Am I allowed to say these words? Because it's going to fly out.
Yeah, no, we're not monetized, so speak freely.
Thank you.
And you're echoing like hard.
Are we?
Are we?
Well, no, just you. You sound like you're in a very, very big empty room.
Let me, you know what? Let me check my sound and my mic. Darn it.
Oh, I can't seem to hear you.
Yeah. Here we go. All right. Can you now?
I can hear you.
And now you don't sound like you're in an echo chamber.
We're not echoing now?
Nope.
I see that. Raven, man, I love the hat.
Thanks.
Politics, echo chamber. I get it.
And the bad part is I went to the poll with this thing on, and as soon as I got my ballot, I went into that little booth. I went, you know how long I've been waiting for this? Ooh, but to make a name for myself up in here. And
You're right. We just seen that movie, dude. Let me tell you something. I had friends tell me, "Oh, listen, the new Beetlejuice and the new Deadpool movies were disappointing." I laughed my ass off. Shut up. I loved it.
I'm
man.
gonna see them. I'm just not gonna pay Disney to do it.
Oh yeah. See, I rented it on Prime. I booted around them. I get Prime free with my phone service, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
Although I was really disappointed, we're echoing.
Again.
Hold on.
No. What equipment do I need to buy so we are not echoing? Let me know.
Oh, you kicked out and kicked back in. You got to go to your
My settings?
Yep, and turn your Bluetooth back on. Make sure the echo cancellation's on.
Yeah, everything's on my end.
All right. Well, shit. I guess that's just where we are today, guys. But once the computer gets fired up here in a minute, I'll have this all kind of snafu'd. Yeah, isn't it weird how these Windows computers just at the last minute decide to go, hey, guy, guess what?
Dude,
Okay,
that's
I'm
going to
going
be
live.
The bad part
that's
is
a core tenet of the new religion.
I'm
Like,
telling you.
You can't even
What?
switch to Linux because it's been so politicized that they're practically destroying the kernel. It's like, why? You know, and I'm going to say this. Linus Torvalds is a dick, but at least he kept the kernel stable.
I'm of the mind that I'm just going to start using Chromebooks from now on because they just run smoother. I hate Windows everything now.
Yeah.
Not a big fan. So Sarcastic, what were you saying here?
That the need to stop what you're doing immediately, stop what you're doing, update is just the new penance for the new religion. It's we can all get behind the need to appease the update gods.
Dude, I'm telling you, they sacrificed me at the last minute. Like, if I didn't have my phone to run off of, it would have just been like waiting game. My laptop still ain't fired up. It just says HP with a little, you know, love it.
Should I go outside? I can go lay in the hammock as long as my laptop will reach.
You
We're not
have
echoing.
Talk about relaxing.
you've got phone service. Yeah, go ahead, run. Yeah. I don't think you need your laptop, period. You just run off your phone. Bring your tripod.
Fine. The dogs are staying with you, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so as soon as I get the computer fired up, Raven, I perhaps you can help us here. Are you on a computer, obviously?
Yep.
Can you tap into Twitter, find the libs of TikTok, and share some of the insane videos of the things that are happening now, like the 4B movement videos of women shaving their heads and stuff? This is where I need to vent a little, guys. Yeah, I need to get this shit off my chest, kind of thing. I need to
Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and share. I'm just going to share what's on her feed right now. So let me
phenomenal.
Share screen. Let's do it, baby. Share that beautiful bean footage. All right. So we've got Libs of TikTok for immediate release. Libs of TikTok is not leaving X. Signed, the Libs of TikTok team. I've never heard someone announce their non-departure before, but that's brilliant.
That is awesome. Like, you know, all of the people saying that they were good. Can you share screen or?
I did. It's Laura saying is sharing like right now.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
I think you need to pop it in there.
Yeah, no, I need to alter the layout, perhaps.
Maybe. No, I think right over there, or like right there at the bottom, you should see it, and then you hit share, and it just pops up. At least it was that way when I was still paying $25 a month for StreamYard.
Yeah, you know, it's really aggravating, but I am on a phone, so it is really until the laptop fires back up.
I know.
Hey, my Chrome is sitting on the bed. Grab my Chrome. Grab my Chromebook. It's sitting on the bed.
No, it's starting now. It's just retarded, man. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I think this is why Jake Barr from the Bar None channel calls it restarted.
All right. Hold on. How many of you saw Mike Tyson and Jake Paul not fight last night? I mean, hold on. The fight that was on last night.
Oh boy.
Right? Dude, come on. They put so many fucking rules in that thing that it was just like, all right, you're allowed to poke each other and giggle a little, and then, you know, in the 8th round, we'll call it. Like, what the fuck was that shit, dude? Mike Tyson won $0 if he knocked Jake Paul out in the 1st or 2nd round.
Really?
Yes. Yes, dude, the rules they had going for that made it an exhibition. That's why they're reviewing it right now, like, and they're about to unsanction that fight and say this was just an exhibition match.
Oh, I'll bet.
Dude,
But look, a lot of this was like going way back. We're talking months and months ago when these rules were coming up. I looked at it and I was like, they're weighing it against Mike. This is a publicity stunt for fucking Jake Paul. That's it.
it was trying to shoehorn him into the World Boxing Association, and I'm telling you, they're going to try to push something like an Alvarez fight, or maybe even like a Mayweather fight. Bring Mayweather back out and fight him. Something insane, dude. Like all he wants is attention and money. I mean, it's obvious. He said it himself.
Look, all he's got to do is join the WWE with his brother, and they form a tag team. That's it. I mean, come on. This is why I've never really been a fan of the Pauls. I know Undertaker is behind Logan, and I know a lot of people are saying, oh, Logan knows what he's doing. No, there has been a time-honored tradition in wrestling that celebrities are not, they're not wrestlers. Okay, they're not. Now, I've seen Logan Paul in the WWE for quite a while now. I really don't watch it that much, but whenever I catch it, he's still there, and I'm like, oh, why?
I don't know, bud. Like, look at ICP. Those guys held all the celebrity they could outside of wrestling while still doing it.
No, that's
odd cases in the business. I will grant you that, but you do have the other oddballs that are the actors, right? So, but I mean, these guys are online influencers, and that is a bit different.
That's very true. But celebrity is celebrity. I mean, that is what it is. That's why I don't like. Okay, here's something I came across today. People were there was a little YouTube short, and it said that there was an entire movie script written by ChatGPT, and immediately all of Hollywood got up in arms. It's already been filmed, it's been shot, it's been edited, it's ready to go. They were going to release it to theaters, and everybody who saw the script loved it and wanted to be a part of it, until it was revealed that this thing was AI, and they were like, oh, hell no, this is doing a better job than we can do. No, absolutely not. So they're going to release that movie for free. And I'm like, you guys are all worried about artificial intelligence. Have we not looked at the artificial reality that's been presented to us?
Raven, think about it. You literally have an entire, let's call them maybe 20 to 30% of the population who are living under, delusions. Okay, they're living in a, I paint my own reality, my truth is my reality kind of living, and it is the most absurd thing I've ever seen. Right? Like, I think we need to bring back shaming. Like, I grew up in the 80s, right? Where if somebody was acting stupid, you'd be like, yo, you're a dumbass. Stop that shit. And they'd be like, what? Yeah, you're a dumbass. Stop that shit or I'm going to punch you. And they'd be like, okay. And they just stopped.
Pretty much,
yeah.
Or you punched them. I'm whatever.
And of course, a lot of us here are Gen X, born between, what was it? I mean, growing up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah,
we're the kids that would like just smack each other upside the head for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, we were the kids that got pissed drunk on Mad Dog 2020 in Boone's Farm.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Fucking Mad Dog.
Look, at least I didn't mention Everclear in my defense.
Hey, listen. Cisco.
Oh my
Cisco,
god.
bro. Cisco. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I have to say.
We did so much better.
That shit is worse than Jaeger.
Oh, man. Jaeger, I can appreciate. It's made out of 57 herbs. At least somebody put some time into making that shit. That malt liquor was brewed in 11 minutes. It tastes like somebody put their feet in it. It is just horrible, man.
With one exception, I tended to like Mickey's. I don't know why. To me, it just tasted good.
Me too.
But
my first beer.
I didn't drink a lot of it.
You know,
Yeah.
the first beer I drank was Pabst Blue Ribbon, but other than that, the first beer I drank and got drunk on, I was like 13, and I went with my dad to Tampa to my uncle's house, and my cousin Chad was there, and he was 15, and he had just gotten a Ford Fairlane, right, like a 1960s Ford Fairlane.
Oh.
We mobbed that thing all over downtown Tampa. This kid he knew went and got us a bunch of this shit called Iceman. It's like a Tampa brewery.
Yeah.
Dude. We were retarded for like the better end of an entire day.
Oh, I love it.
It was fantastic.
Love it.
Here we go.
So yeah, a funny one. My my son was a little bit of a bully in school, a little bit of a bully, and all through it. And then when he's about, years go by, and everyone's trying to correct this, and they correct it, and they got it to the point where, yay, he's not such a tough guy bully anymore. That's just excellent. Now what happens? We get his school takes off with this ridiculous pride thing that everyone seems to be all excited about. I don't get it, but he's such a not bully now that he's getting bullied by the gay kids, and it's odd that there are gay kids. That's the funny thing. I mean, these are prepubescent boys that are convinced that they're this or that, but whatever. And but they're chasing him around now with pride flags, going like, "I'm gonna get my gay on you," and it's just absolutely ridiculous how it seems that we've almost destroyed
it.
Yeah, we've destroyed a natural working ecosystem and replaced it with something the same and perverse, though. It's just a subversion of bulliness. And I think we need to bring back the bullies. I actually took him off the leash. I'm like, all right, you know what? We need to be bullies again. This has gone too far. We're from a long line of bullies, and it's time just to bring back our family heritage. Let's return to tradition. We're going to bully these people again until they behave themselves.
Yeah, yes. I'm sorry, but like, I hate to say this, dude, but you look at like the Amish. They're just a Puritan community, basically, right? I mean, they have their very, very conservative beliefs. When somebody does something dumb in their fucking community, they shame them. Period. The person stops doing dumb thing, right? I mean, look at the ancient traditions, right? Of making somebody to a Skagermore, right? You basically outcast them, right? There was no, oh, you can't do that. You may hurt their feelings. Yeah, no shit. Like, that's the whole point, man. I don't get it, right? I don't understand how we have taken such a hard turn. Like the slow boiling pot, okay, I can get that. This shit happened over 8 years. 12 years, something like that. You know what I mean? Like, we went from zero to what the fuck before anybody could react.
Hold on. This has been going on long before that. Because when the government stepped in and told the parents you were not allowed to punish your children, it's okay, honey. It's okay. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
Instead of hitting them in the mouth,
Exactly.
just like we got when we were talking back.
I might bounce out, guys. The computer's firing up.
That shit pisses me off. That's just like I tell Xander, I will knock your damn teeth out. I am not your friend. Do not call me bro, and do not suck on your damn teeth.
For real.
I like your style. That's perfect.
My kid says yes, ma'am, yes, sir. He's polite. He speaks his mind. Don't get me wrong. But he's polite to his elders,
Yep.
Whatever. It is what it is.
I remember when I was a kid, I was terrified of my parents, like absolutely terrified, and
just cause.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a complete inability to both abide by government regulatory laws. You got to keep your parenting up to Disney code, and also have this effect of being a terror that is required. And, this leads to all kinds of different thoughts in yourself. Like, do I require a bad guy? I guess I do. I think society does that. I think we need to have villains. And sometimes maybe those villains aren't quite so bad as we thought, because you kind of needed them to not be a little piece of shit.
Yep. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't want my kid to be an asshole, right? But I don't want him to be victimized either. And I think there is a medium point where basically you can, how do I word this? You can train them to be neutral. You know what I mean? You can teach your child to remain neutral and try to assess a situation and only help if somebody or intervene if somebody is being bullied. If you see a fair fight happening, you let it happen, right? If you see two siblings going at it, you never get in the middle of it, right? There's certain things.
Take it outside.
Yes. Like,
how many times have you heard me tell the boys that?
Christ Almighty, and they never want to take it outside. Dude, we no joke, dude. We got teenagers, and like when they were they're 20s now, the older ones, but when they were teens, they would be fighting in the yard, and we would literally have them having neighbors outside watching it go down, like cheering. Get him, Cole! Come on, Zach! Knock him down! Drag his ass through the yard, dude. It would be nuts, dude. They would like occasionally like Cole was the younger brother, so Zach's friends would be over there, and they'd pick on him a little bit and try to get him, into a garbage can, because that just happened occasionally. You stuff your younger brother in one of the big old green garbage cans the county dumps off, and
you needed to teach him some respect.
Yeah. Oh, they had a hard time. Well, that boy did not want to go in that fucking garbage can. He fought. But they never really hurt each other. They fought, they laughed, it was over, the end, right? They understood getting punched in the face isn't the end of your life. These kids these days
are scared.
There's a rare breed going around that are so scared to get punched in the face that they carry a gun. That's absurd to me. I'm sorry. I mean,
what about the ones who like to stir the pot and then go, I'm going to call the law if you put your hands on me.
Yeah.
You better hope God they get here before I get done beating your goddamn ass then.
I will beat you until they show up. Yeah, that's fun. All right, hold on. I think I got a camera, maybe. Come on, camera. Come on, camera.
Well, I think I could shed some light on this. Because when I was growing up, I mean, if something happened, like you fell down, you got hurt, it was get up and walk it off, faggot.
Mm-hmm.
That's for real.
Those were the words that were spoken to us. Those were the words we spoke to each other. Were we gay? No. It's just what happened. And yeah, your feelings got hurt, but you got up and you walked it off, unless it was serious. Now, if you had a bone broken or something like that, if it was a major injury, yeah, your friends wouldn't say that. They would be like, go get mom.
No, they might laugh until they realize how hurt you are, and then they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, I carried my friend out of the woods. Like, we were laughing because he stepped on a nail, and then he jumped up in the air and landed on another one. So, like, yeah, his ass cheek had a nail in it, and his foot had a nail in it, and, like, I had to carry him out of the woods that day. That was... But it was funny until then, I guess. It
was funny until you realized he was hurt.
But what happened is, like, especially during
hello.
He had all this shit is basically on life support. And by life support, I'm talking about these race baiting grifters who would run around. Like, if you want an example, just go watch Chasing Amy. That's a great example, because you got the character Hooper X, who's gay, who's putting up the militant routine to try to throw people off of that fact. He's got this ultra racist comic book that he's shilling in front of everyone. And he's using a lot of what we hear today. And he's basically kind of just ignored. He's not getting any traction anywhere. He's not really taken very seriously, except by maybe very young and impressionable children. And he puts on the act for them to sell his comic book. So he's a race baiting grifter, and he knows it. He's completely aware of this, but he still pals around his white comic book writing and producing friends. So that hasn't stopped anything. Nowadays, they've dominated every single convention known to man, some that aren't. And then on top of all that, as it progresses, when you start with, get up, walk it off, and then there's, well, that might be harmful. And then we looked at those people like, who the fuck are you? And we would turn our backs to them, wave a hand dismissively, and we would be done. Granted, there are real assholes in the world. I'm not going to deny that. But after a while, when we've all kind of agreed, you know what, maybe we shouldn't do these things. Maybe we should just laugh at it because it seems to be losing its power now. When you go from that to none of this is funny. Okay, well, maybe not, but I'm still going to laugh at it. Once you start pushing people out, you're a bigot. You said this. Now you're being lumped in with the actual assholes. You're one of them. You're one of these people now. You're not one of us. You undergo the struggle session, and you're still not one of us. Once that happens, it's going to reach a critical mass where the exiled outnumber the exilers. They come back with a vengeance, and then you're fucked. Okay? I have said this for years now. Stop doing it, or you will lose.
I think that's what we just saw with the election.
We just saw that, and these
we're going to see it a lot.
Such small numbers, they're still acting as though it works. It doesn't work. You could kick us off platforms. You could do all that. I hope you're enough to sustain them, because when it comes right down to it, you're not. That platform will go under. Look at what's happening to Blue Sky right now. There aren't really enough of us to really make a difference, but a whole bunch of people went over there because they were like, you know what? I could go talk about what I like there. And now that they're there and these people are fleeing X to go over there, I mean, what was it they said? They had something like 380,000 complaints. Typical colonizers. This is what they do. And they're acting like it works. And all I got to say to Blue Sky is, you cave to these people. I hope they're enough to sustain your platform, because if not, it's going to go under. And you might want to think about that.
I was seeing a Blue Sky post today where they're basically like bored because they don't have all the drama that they had at X. And it's like, okay, well, I guess we'll have to come back, all right?
Like, well, Stephen King's gone. Who cares?
Right?
Go write your fucking books, Stephen. Shut up. I've got a role-playing game based on one of your books, okay? Or one of your series of books. And guess what? I love that series of books. I'm still going to play this game. I'm probably still going to read some of your books. But let me tell you something. I don't give a shit what you have to say about politics. I just don't.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
You sound clear and bright.
Fantastic.
God damn, that sounds really good. What the hell kind of mic are you using?
A $13 Temu microphone.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, it says volume.
Oh,
Which one are
wow.
you using? The
This one?
table mount?
Yeah, the one that's mounted on the desk.
Didn't hear you.
The one that's mounted on the desk?
Nope, didn't hear you.
I did. Clear as day.
Really?
Sarah, you can't hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you just fine.
Say something, honey.
Fa la 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 la.
Oh, damn. Okay. My bad. Go you.
Alrighty then. So, all right, let me kill the phone stream. I am now live on the computer.
I'll tell you what, before I share libs of TikTok here, I want to share this tab because, quite frankly, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I'll explain this image as soon as it comes up. because I know there are people who have these thoughts about the little free library boxes, and they're all over the place for me. But I've gotten some good books out of them. I'm not gonna lie. There have been some really good books, like Wise Guy, which was the basis for Goodfellas. And I've been kind of reading that. I got another one about the samurai, which is like fucking thick as hell. It's a brick, son. But I'm fascinated by feudal Japan, so I picked that one out. And I put in a couple books, and they disappeared for a little while, which made me think, oh, somebody found them. And then I walked past it today. They're back.
They're back.
Wait till you see it. It just explains everything. I'm like, shit.
So are you looking forward to the new Assassin's Creed with your love of feudal Japan?
Absolutely not.
That's just because you're a bigot. I can tell by that.
Is it because the guy's Puerto Rican?
I don't know. I don't know and don't give a shit.
I'm just saying, with all of the hate against the Puerto Ricans because they come from an island of garbage in the middle of the Atlantic, I understand that there may be an outreach against them. So I stay out of it. The type of politics I don't get involved in.
Well, honey, technically we're all garbage because if you voted for Trump, you're trash.
Yeah, fuck, I forgot. Yeah,
So you
we
can't say that.
Lord,
Yeah, I
whatever
forgot
shall
Puerto
we
Rico.
do?
We live in we live in Florida Rico.
There you go.
Here's something.
Live in the dirty
That
South.
happened. Here's something that actually happened. I have a there was an acquaintance that I met through a mutual friend, and we've talked just off and on, over time, and my friend knew this person better than I did. And this person would constantly talk about two things she does not give a fuck about: politics and sports. And constantly over and over again. And she'd be like, okay, cool, whatever. And she finally got tired of it. She finally got sick of it. This is all in Second Life. So she had a, something scheduled with this person. And then she ended up just getting a headache and saying, you know what, I'm done. I'm done for the night. Okay, thanks, bye. And she logged out. I came on a little bit after that. I didn't even know she was on. And then, he pops up with me, starts talking with me, and I'm like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that. And then I pretty much laid it out for the guy, the person on the other end of the computer. I don't know, guy, chick, whatever. But the way I laid it out was this. Everything that I personally have done has never been good enough for the people asking for it. So after a while, I just did what was rational. Nothing at all. And here's the thing. I'm the guy, I'm registered independent. I've voted third party since I was old enough to vote. I'm used to my pick not winning. I don't throw a tantrum over it. It's what happened. I'm under no illusions that this person, that I pick, whether it's Daryl Castle, Ron Paul, or whoever, is going to get that the Oval Office. I'm under no illusions of that, but that's who I'm voting for because that's who closely aligns with what I think. So it is what it is for me. As soon as she came back on after Election Day, this dude is posting from all of his accounts. I'm going to assume it's a he. Posting from all of his accounts at my friend in all caps, don't ever talk to me again. I'm like, what? And so now,
Par for the course.
This is a person she has been a friend to for many years. Naturally, that stings. So I'm talking to her. A friend of mine is talking to her, and we're like, look, don't go blocking him just yet. Just leave the door open. He'll probably come to his senses. This is an emotional guy. And then she lays down some facts. This is someone who lives with their mom. They're Canadian, so what what say do they get in this shit? None at all. They got their Trudeau, so go be happy. And I was like, just wait it out. They'll probably come to their senses. Don't worry.
Oh,
And
it's coming everywhere.
And then as soon as I came on, I got that same message. I went, oh, we gonna play that, huh? Well, you ain't hurting me. And I let them have it. I was like, the way you did my friend, that was fucked up. And I was like, I hope you know what you're doing, because this is it. You want that, you're granted. And as soon as I did, I blocked all of the accounts related to that person. I went to my friend. I said, hey, left her an offline. I was like, hey, don't remember what I said about being the bigger person? Well, you already are. Just block his stupid ass. And, she's actually going to. I don't know that she's done it yet. But and this is the message I want to send, if now you're going to disinvite family, or you're going to disengage from family and friends, you were never family. You were never friends. It all came with conditions. And I hope that you know what you're doing, because I'm going to tell you right now, some of us are fucking sick of it. We're goddamn done. If you look at the county by county, we have better coverage than Verizon. You better start fucking hearing us now.
Yep. I'm telling you, I've never seen so many people come out of the woodwork and say, oh my God, I was waiting for something to happen. I just didn't want to say anything, or, whatever the case may be. They're just sitting there quietly watching shit deteriorate around them silently. It's like, man, it just made me sick, dude. It really does.
They're not silent anymore. That's for sure.
No. And everybody's, like I said, they are coming out of the fucking woodwork now with this. Yeah. I mean, all right, hold on. The big the election, right?
You're breaking up like really bad.
Women's bodily autonomy is being taken away. I'm sorry. What happened to keeping track of your period? Am I breaking up?
You were. You sounded like Robert Kennedy for a minute.
All right, give me.
Damn. Oh.
Give me 1 second.
I have somebody else that said that.
Well, like I've said before, there's only so many people you can exile before you're in the minority. Once you're in the minority and you've wronged that many people, they're not going to. And here's the thing: we're not going to ignore what's right in front of us. You can tell us anything that you want to tell us, but at the end of the day, we're not ignoring that. No matter how you might feel about it, we feel the pain in our pocketbooks and in our bank accounts and in our wallets. That's the only thing that matters to us. And if you think that we're a bunch of monsters for it, you're absolutely right.
Well,
but
once again, like you said.
But I'm gonna say this. We exercised a peaceful option. Stop pushing. Because next time it won't be a whole bunch of voters that you'll be shitting your pants over. We're done. That is dead serious. This is not a threat. It's a foregone conclusion. We're fucking over it. We're done.
Yep.
Stop pushing.
I think.
All right, Raven.
Yeah.
Raven, I'm going to share something here.
Yeah.
I'm going to share this. The hold on. Where's the volume here? Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can get this rewound.
Reload.
All right. We got sound?
Are there any states where women face prosecution for having an abortion?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize miscarriage?
No.
Or that care for a miscarriage?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize removing an ectopic pregnancy?
No.
Are there any states that prohibit life-saving care for the mother?
No.
Are there any states where women have to be actively dying for a doctor to be able to act for her care?
No.
There's been a lot of rhetoric in this that I'm concerned pushes people away from getting access to health care. Vice President Harris's speech recently said that women were being arrested and facing prosecution for experiencing miscarriages. Ms. Hackler, do you know of a single instance where a woman has been arrested for having a miscarriage or getting health care for that?
No, treatment for miscarriage is allowed under the law. And there have been instances where I think that one example of that that's been pointed to is misleading because the woman, I think she was in Ohio, the charges against her were not abortion related. And so it's misleading to use that as an example.
It's not only misleading, but it scares women away from getting access to health care. And it leads women to not go get healthcare treatment when they desperately need it.
All right. So they pushed this whole we're taking away women's bodily autonomy, that women's rights are being stripped away, women are going to be made prisoners, the Handmaid's Tale is coming. You were fucking lied to. I'm just saying, this is insane, right? They ran on the three most insane things I've ever heard. Women's rights being stripped away because they can't get abortions up until 9 months. I mean, okay, a lot of states chose to still allow it up until 6 months with certain restrictions, up until 3 months with no restrictions. And in some states, they kind of banned it unless there were health issues, but none of them did they criminalize anything. So like this, it is absolutely insane. The lies that had to be told just to try to get people to follow, right? And now you've got people marching in this line of idiocy who are chanting this stupid shit. And I'm sorry, what happened to holding the media accountable for lying to the people?
Well, you really can't, because under Obama, he's the one that repealed a lot of the anti-propaganda laws.
Exactly.
Surprise.
Exactly.
Well, so what was that, about 12 years ago?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
Let me look that up, because let's get our facts right.
And you can definitely share that with the people so they can see it.
Let's see.
Present. The button is here now.
Oops.
Yeah, so this 4Bs thing that the Americans are culturally appropriating from the Korean population, I think is absurd. The no dating a man, no sleeping with a man, no bearing children with a man, and no marrying a man. And they're shaving their heads. And they're wearing blue bracelets.
Listen,
they
the
look like a
whores just
cult.
learned how to quit being a whore. That's all that shit is.
So here it is. This is from 2013. It says U.S. repeals propaganda ban, spreads government-made news to Americans. For decades, a so-called anti-propaganda law prevented the U.S. government's mammoth broadcasting arm from delivering programming to American audiences. So, but on July 2nd, that came silently to an end with the implementation of a new reform passed in January. The result, an unleashing of thousands of hours per week of government-funded radio and TV programs for domestic U.S. consumption in a reform initially criticized as a green light for U.S. domestic propaganda efforts, which it is. So, until this month, a vast ocean of U.S. programming produced by Broadcasting Board of Governors, such as Voice of America, Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, and Middle East broadcasting networks, could only be viewed or listened to at broadcast quality in foreign countries. The programming varies in tone and quality, but its breadth is vast. It's viewed in more than 100 countries and 61 languages. The topics include human rights abuses in Iran, self-immolation in Tibet, human trafficking across Asia, and on-the-ground reporting in Egypt and Iraq. So basically, this was spun as, we really need this because we need access to, because American people need access to this information. The problem is it's not information. It's infotainment. If you look at the financials on these entities like Fox News, for example, Fox News falls under the entertainment division of Fox. So do the rest, because news does not make money until after this. All you got to do is follow the money. That's it. And money doesn't lie. It tells you exactly what's going on.
And on that thought, within mere days of the election ending, the DOD and Palantir joined with whoever it is that's in charge of the AI Claude.
Hush.
Now, isn't that something?
I rest my case. I mean, come on. This has been going on for about 11 years now. And that's exactly why I personally don't think that the media is going to be held accountable. But we can look at MSNBC, or as I like to call it, MSNPC, and they're selling. They are trying like hell to sell it. If it were me, if I had the money to buy it, I would. And then I'd put Alex Jones on it. I mean, fucking there. And here's the thing: under that law, there should not have been any consequences for Alex Jones. I mean, he's not government funded, but there should have been. It goes to show you that there really is a two-tier justice system. So it does. It says nothing for private influences, and this is the funniest thing I've seen, because those books are back, and look at where they're situated. Please enjoy your happiness. # girl boss. Wow. I am dying.
Right next to our trough.
Well, no. Our trough is sandwiched in between. Please enjoy your happiness and girl boss. And I'm like,
that's why I'm like,
fitting. It's fitting.
Well, I think they should make Alex Jones press secretary. And not because I like Jones, but because I truly hate journalists.
Well, my only problem with Jones is I used to be a pretty avid listener, and I would listen to him on my walks to work because, the InfoWars app for Android was free. And I was like, I need something to listen to, and I rather like his content. Let's listen. One day I'm walking to work. This is about a 45-minute walk, which I didn't have a problem with. I'm getting my steps in. But when he broke down on the air and began, talking through his sobbing that, he knows how bad it is and we just can't handle it, that's when I turned him off and I never listened to him again.
Good for you, dude.
This is the thing.
Good for you.
If you're going to tell me that it's super horrible, you better couple that with how I can do something to fix this. I don't care how small it is. I will do it. But if I don't know how bad it is and you're going to withhold that information from me, buddy, you're gone.
Yep.
It's simple as that.
I'm sorry.
Give me the fucking proof. That's all I want.
If your job is to broadcast the news, broadcast the news.
That's it.
Well, what that is really just performative fear porn, which is the whole reason why this you can see the pendulum has already begun to swing back towards center. But the thing is it always, that's it. By the very nature of pendulums, they swing past center and, find the balance on the other side and fall back down. But now you have the majority of people, like you keep saying, Raven, they exiled the majority at this point. And now the majority are going to get behind that pendulum and start pushing. And
it's going to be the next round of purity spirals that I'm interested in. I have no interest in that.
It's going to be magical to watch, though.
Yeah, the first 2 years I predict are going to be amazing. I had this prediction back in 2016, and I think I just saw it start. But the first 2 years I think are going to be epic. We're going to get to watch all the people who our arms have been tied against. We can't can't do anything about it. And look at the people who do something about it. Are you sure you want to take that risk? And so everyone just sits down and shuts up, but is really mad the whole time. And now the cuffs are off, man. And I think the next 2 years are going to be just epic of getting to watch these guys that we didn't like get just, kind of get kicked around a little bit. That's going to be great. And then, after that, it's just like every purity spiral. And like, it gets to a point where there's no redeeming quality to it anymore. It's just,
as long as it doesn't get to the
now
point
we're
of
going
witch hunt.
after, they will push it into, taking good people to the guillotine because they said the wrong word, or they said, don't you think we're going a little too far? And, hey, there you go.
All I'm going to say is, and this was my message to both ends of this spectrum, try pushing me, because I got my ass absolutely fucking beat for the act of like playing a fucking game. And I'm going to say this right now. I'm suffering some pretty nagging effects from those injuries. I don't really run, so I won't. But I will, and I might get got. But some are going down with me, and Odin willing, I'm taking them to the Nostron. I'm taking them to the Nostron personally, because quite frankly, I'm at the point where you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. That's how this works. I'm good with that. The minute this shitstorm kicks off,
all right,
it's time. It's just not going to be. It's the shell's coming off. It's going to go down.
This is and this is where we are with culture right now. I'm going to share this, Raven, on the point that you just said. Basically, the leave me alone thing. And here is where we are with that.
I would go as far to say that I would purchase a Glock, and if you and I are walking on the same street and it's dark out and you're a white male, you have to be white for this to count, okay?
This fucking bitch's face in.
Even if you don't approach me, I will shoot you. Yeah, I know. So, has to be on the street, you and I. Has to be at nighttime. During the day, not so much, but at nighttime, okay? And you have to have very white skin, and be.
Hi, I'm white.
I would go as far to say that I would purchase a Glock, and if you and I are walking on the same street and it's dark out and you're a white male, you have to be white for this to count, okay?
You're a fucking pussy.
You're a white male.
You got to use a gun. You're a fucking pussy.
We'll shoot you. Yeah, I know. So, has to be on the street, you and I. Has to be at nighttime. During the day, not so much, but at nighttime, okay? And you have to have very white skin, and be a male. I would go as far to say.
Okay.
So is she?
I didn't know how this worked. I'm sorry, I broke it.
Right.
Son of a bitch.
Hi.
Is she
I'm
seriously advocating for for blackface?
I think
She just tell me to wear blackface.
Hey, I have this question.
Probably.
How does she know how these people identify?
Ooh.
I'm a black lesbian. I'm just saying.
All y'all.
I ain't afraid of her. Fuck her.
I know, but you see that, and it's like, okay, this person was clearly radicalized by Joe Scarborough on MSNBC and Anderson Cooper and fucking like, it's like, oh my God. Like,
Keith
this is
fucking
literally,
Olbermann.
yeah, right. This is
Problem
literally
Keith fucking Olbermann.
David fucking Pacman. I'm just saying this is the kind of media these people are absorbing, and then they go out.
But whose fault is it for not doing the research? Whose fault is it?
Hold on. People watch news because they want to know what's going on, but they expect to trust the source that's giving it to them. Right?
And that's why the news should be held responsible for their actions. If
Bang.
you want to tell a bunch of people a bunch of fucking lies, then you be held responsible when they do something crazy.
Bang.
Because if
right?
not, the American people are going to put it in their hands, and then what? Then you're going to fucking tell
Call
us that
martial
we're
law.
wrong?
Then they're going to call martial law. Then they're going to blah, blah, blah. You already know how that goes, and it's not pretty.
See,
You know,
see this? Ooh,
it
my jaw's
happens.
over here popping. Nope.
Yeah.
See, that's why them bitches don't live in the dirty South, because the dirty South will beat the fucking shit out of them.
Mhm.
Oh, I think they do a little more than that.
Listen, you don't come into the swamp and poke the gator.
That's very true. But this is the pattern, though.
It
See
is.
a sleeping bear, poke, 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 poke. Bear gets pissed off. Bear mauls them or kills them, mauls them, and then they're running around screaming, "That bigoted bear mauled me!" Well,
All right, but
what did you do to provoke it?
now, but here's the real ass kicker to that, though, Raven, is you have this lady's not alone. There are entire movements.
Not alone.
Look at that new Aqua Tofana, right? There's people who are literally like glorifying the fact that that lady poisoned 600 people and gave this stuff to their wives to bring home and poison their husbands who were oppressing them, right? And now they're suggesting that happened again. There's actual like articles. I don't know who ran it, but I just saw the headline this morning. People are getting all up in arms about the joke about Aqua Tofana. People satirically talking about Aqua Tofana or something again. And it's like they're literally trying to spin it like this is a joke, but these people are dead ass serious, right? Like, I mean, look at the case. What was it? Michigan. There was a whole family that just died, and then the person killed themselves. There was the lady who killed her father with an ice axe on election night, right? And her, when the cops showed up, she was like, "We were all up in arms about the election," and then he refused to turn the lights off. What just happened there? You know what I mean? Like, this is
Uh-oh. We seem to have lost him again.
It's gonna get any better. I think it's gonna get a lot more entertaining.
Well, first of all, we need to be able to hear you.
I thought you were about to say something about raw milk.
All right. Well, hear me now.
Yeah. Let's
Yes.
talk.
You're cutting in and out really bad.
All right. I'm sorry. Anyways, it's us getting to experience 10 tons of what the fuck in like a week's period. And I don't think it's going to get any better.
Uh-oh. We lost him altogether.
Wait.
No.
Shocker. Shocker, guys.
But one of the things that got brought up just now was Robert F. Kennedy being Trump's appointment for health secretary, I think it was.
Yeah.
So everything falls under him now. And now they're freaking out. They're freaking out. Oh my God, the anti-vaxxers are in charge. No, motherfucker, you will still be able to get your fucking shots. The difference is they're probably going to be a lot safer and probably well tested. You know, that's the difference. And Jillian Michaels, I caught one of her videos on Twitter today. I still refuse to call it X. But anyway, Jillian was pointing out how these very unhealthy foods have flooded our market. Empty calories, full of fucking ingredients that they have banned in Europe. Oh, you want to talk about European models for our guns, but not our fucking food? Come on. That is the one thing that we buy and we consume every day. Now, once you have all these toxic ingredients in your body and they start doing terrible things to you, then you're funneled right into the fucking big pharma pipeline.
Yep.
It's just this endless, vicious, brutal ass cycle. I have seen it because I am not allowed to, like, I knew a guy, okay, when I worked in the pharmacy, comes through the drive-thru, he drives this huge truck. His seat is literally laid back like this. This is how he drives. And I'm like, and I could see past him in the passenger seat, which is upright. There's a ton of McDonald's. There's, cups and cup holders, big ones too.
Wow.
And I'm looking, and he is picking up, diabetic medication, a lot of it. And I'm like, and I'm prevented from telling him, man, I see half your problem. Does your doctor know? Because
No.
and that's the reason I let my license lapse, because I'm not going to be an enabler. That is the difference between healing and enabling. If you're enabling people, you're not healing them.
I will disagree, because a person who is not a diabetic can eat that. Not saying it's healthy, by no means, but they can eat it. Now, a person that is a diabetic should not be eating that. That is that person's choice. Now, if they want to slowly kill themselves because they want to eat a fucking pie to themselves and then turn around and shoot themselves with insulin, by all means, bub, go ahead.
Yeah, but your
One less moron.
Overtime.
Yeah. But that's not enabling. But healthcare does enable, unfortunately.
Did you see the stock prices for the pharmaceutical companies over the last week?
Ooh.
Yeah, they've dropped. It's great. I'm loving it.
Well,
Pfizer's way down. Moderna's way down.
I think the smart people are selling that to buy crypto.
Yeah.
Because crypto has gone insane. And the thing is, I've seen my portfolio do better. I have, but I mean, I woke up today and XRP was $1.20 per coin. I haven't seen that ever. I've seen it get close, but I've never seen it go over $1. And that stunned the shit out of me. I woke up to that. And I was like, what the heck? And Bitcoin's holding it like 89, 90,000. That's
insane.
This is what Bitcoin was built to do, though. Because Bitcoin was built, and what was it? I actually saw a guy, he was at work the other day. He was wearing a Freddie Mac hoodie. And I just kind of chuckled, and he overheard the discussion that me and a coworker were having about Bitcoin. And he just kind of scoffed, and he went, that's a scam. I looked at his hoodie, I was like, that's the reason Bitcoin exists.
Yeah.
And he looks at it and goes, what? And I'm like, look at what it says on your hoodie. That is the reason Bitcoin exists. Because without that and the 2008 financial crisis and the banks getting bailed out, Bitcoin would not exist. Banks at the time were also denying gun purchases because it doesn't align with our values. Dude, if they could tell you what you can do with your money, you don't own your money. And it's not even money. Go look at what the criteria is for something to be money. Yeah. Bitcoin is money.
That debit card you used it ain't even real.
And the bad part is it's and this is why I got into XRP and XLM, was because the way the system works, it doesn't matter whether it's Western Union, MoneyGram, or the bank. You use your debit card, the data settles instantly. But it takes 3 days on the back end for that payment to actually settle. And there's a whole bunch of people in the in-between that get all kinds of fees and everything. Once it finally settles, it's probably nowhere near the amount you actually paid.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild that we do that. And that's, on top of that, fractional reserve banking is what got us into this fucking mess. So yeah, you know what? Maybe it's time for some crypto to start coming into play here. I'm just saying.
What, a year or so ago,
when I laugh at it.
Josh over there was really big into Bitcoin and all that, and he invested. I think we took a 2-week vacation to Tennessee on it.
On what I made off of fucking SHIB.
Yeah,
dude.
Oh, nice.
I bought SHIB when it was like 7 zeros in front of the price, and. Woo! Yeah, I sold it when it was at like 4 or 5. So I mean, I made $180 into $1,800.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen it trending, and I was like following what was going on in that market for a hot minute. And then I created a Coinbase account. I created a Crypto.com account, and the Coinbase account, they give you a lot of free shit. Like, I mean, you just take a couple tests. Back in the day, they did. You take a couple little 30-second tests, and they give you $3 worth of this crypto, and take another 30-second test, they give you $2 worth of this crypto. And it introduced people to each coin, what they did, what their utilities were, and I shuffled around the free crypto they gave me, ran it all into SHIB. It blew up. It stopped moving for a little while, so I checked out like the profit from it, let the rest of it sit there, invested into a couple other things. Tezos took off, a couple other things took off, and then I wound up piling it back into SHIB when it started moving again, and it exploded.
Yeah, SHIB is like at 0.00025 right now.
Mhm.
It's a little down, but it's not too bad. I think.
Can you look back to 2017 or no? Look back to 2021 and see what it was.
Okay, let me see. Well,
October 2021.
I can go 1 year. I can go a full
right.
year. So let's see. It at its lowest point here, still $0, but it doesn't tell me like 0.00 whatever. But let's have a look. Its all time low was $0. It doesn't tell me much more than that. All time high. Oh wait, nope. Here we go. That's the 24-hour low and high. So the 24-hour low was like 0.4024, and its all-time high is, or 24-hour high is like 0.402598. But I would actually have to Google that. But I'm just kind of looking at my wallet right now, and it's crazy how I'm looking at the last spike was, believe it or not, on the 11th. That's when the last spike was. Let's see, this one. Let's get there. There we go. Okay, so March 5th of 2024 is when it really spiked. Like it spiked pretty hardcore. That was the biggest. So if you sold at that top, yeah, you did really well for yourself.
See, I like I said, I picked it up when it had like 7 zeros in front of it, and then I sold it when it was at like 5. It's at like 4 right now. So if I'd have held on to it, that 1,800 would be 180. No, 18,000.
Yeah,
the 1,800 will be 18,000.
Yep.
So I mean, it just goes to show you holding it pays off. But like, I did the same with fistfuls of Bitcoin and batches of Ethereum that I bought and wound up cashing it out after it gained quite a bit and I needed cash. So I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. I never lost $1 doing it.
Yeah. XLM is sitting at 22 cents right now, which is that's a big leap upward.
Yeah. Isn't that the one they regulated?
No. The one you're thinking of is XRP. That's the one.
XRP, Ripple. Yeah, Ripple.
Yeah,
that's
because
right.
The last chair of the SEC, I can't remember his name now, and it probably should be forgotten.
Colonel Cocksucker.
Yeah, on his way out, he decided to file a lawsuit against Ripple, claiming that XRP was a security. That's been trounced time and time again in court ever since. And I don't know if Ripple is out of the. I don't know if they're out of the woods with that yet. I think they may be, but I know XLM does the same thing as XRP, and that was made. That's IBM's baby, but it was made by
get up on the bed,
one of the guys who left Ripple. So we're looking at great times. I mean, I think there was another announcement that Trump wanted to he wanted to put no taxes on capital gains for U.S. based cryptos, and I was like, yeah.
I'm telling you, you're going to see an influx of these businesses move back to America. And that's the entire idea, to get the infrastructure for all of these things back into the U.S., right?
Well, let me show you
this.
The
problem is 4 years is not going to be enough time for him to fix everything.
No, so I say we just keep him in as king, and no, that's a joke. But
Emperor.
Is it? I'm just saying, Rome shifted from a republic to an empire, and they had an emperor. So it'd be the natural course of America to shift from a republic to an empire, and we need an emperor, and bada bing.
That means he would kind of be like another Putin, is it?
No, he's a dictator. There's a difference. Gosh, don't be silly.
Well,
you guys know about dictators, right? You have to wash your underparts, or you get dictators.
Right. I thought that was from Munda.
But
smegmated cheese products.
I think I can explain this whole tariffs thing that the people are worried about right now, and I'm going to do it with two examples. Number one, this is by Tim Hutchings. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard me talk about him by now, and he in his newsletter has been sending a whole lot of fear porn about Trump and everything else because he's created a sequel to this game, 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. Don't get me wrong, this is a beautiful book. It's a great game, and it plays really well. It's pretty much a solo game. You can include other people and do a co-op. It's great. I like it. And one of the things he liked to point out was, your friends will make fun of you for playing this game. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Right. Yeah, like, I'm sorry, bro, we're pagans. Like, we get made fun of all the time by everybody and don't give a fuck about that shit. So, whatever.
And then on top of that, this book is produced overseas. So tariffs on a book like this, yeah, it's going to raise the cost. Let me show you something that the cost isn't going to come up because of those tariffs. And it's Castles and Crusades, because they produce all their books. For Castles and Crusades, Amazing Adventures, it's all done here in the U.S. On top of that, veterans get a 50% discount on anything and everything at Troll Lord Games. So let's take that a step further. Where are the new Dungeons and Dragons books being produced, I wonder? Because they're not being printed here in the U.S. I'll bet they're still printed in China.
China or Singapore.
Bet they're still shipped over here from China. Guess what? If I'm an incoming tabletop role player, the last thing I want to do is buy fucking D&D 2024.
Now, do you know what's going to get better too, Raven?
Cards and lines and veils and shit. You're not going to get that with this. You just get a fucking game, and it's cheaper.
We got gas for $2.14 a gallon. We got gas for $2.14 a gallon. They are dropping in our area. There's a couple gas stations that base their gas price on the gas futures, right? And they are dropping exponentially. They're predicting it'll be below $2 by Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Now, this trickles everywhere, right? It trickles into every market because the delivery cost for everything goes down. Wait a minute.
Now, am I still going to have to work a whole hour to afford butter for the month, though? Or is butter going to go down too?
Yes, because it'll be cheaper to ship it. It'll be cheaper to process it. It'll be cheaper to blah 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 blah. You know.
See,
I love that.
This is what I'm trying. This is what the point I'm trying to make with that book comparison is this. Troll Lord Games has nothing to worry about because hey, their fans like myself, we're still going to be here. But those, like, I'm looking at a whole bunch of other games. If it's a print on demand book, you're going to be fine because print on demand, like Lulu and Drive Through RPG or something like that, or just, even just a regular book, something you found on Lulu, or Amazon, if it's print on demand, it's made close to you, so it'll ship from the people who put it together directly to you, so you're fine. But if it's made overseas, boy, them books are going to get super pricey.
See, that makes me question something because I'm an author, right? Now, if my books are listed in England and they sell to somebody in England and the money comes back to me, do I get tariffed?
No. The way tariffs work is products and goods that come into the U.S. that are shipped, that are imported. That's what the tariffs are on. It again, print on demand or Kindle versions or ebook versions, whatever. they're pretty much safe. You're not going to see any price increases with those unless you just encounter a fucking gouger somewhere. But what's going to happen is if I'm in my local gaming store, for example, and I see Pathfinder, D&D, and Castles and Crusades, I already know which one's going to be the more cost-effective of the bunch. It's going to be Castles and Crusades because they're produced here in the U.S. That's made in the USA. I am not going to complain about that. That's going to be the one I pick because right now, again, we're not going to ignore what's right in our face. I don't care how, gorgeous your books are. If you are so compelled to put the shit I don't want in there, don't tell me you can just ignore it. No, I can't, because the expectation is already built the fuck up.
Well,
I am not going to and battle that at my table. And I'm
what's
not going to
the new game? What's the new game? Dragonlance. Is it Dragonlance? The one where they literally put a woke cutscene in the game where they explain how to use Dragon Age. Yeah, they explain how to use people's pronouns and then how to correct it if you mislabel somebody's pronoun and blah, 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 blah. What the fuck? I'm sorry, dude. I don't want to be propagandized while I play video games. That's why I stopped watching the NFL. Right? When they started doing politicized bullshit, I was a football fan for a long fucking time, dude. You can ask Sarah. I was a 49ers fan. I hated Colin Kaepernick. I hated everything he stood for. I hope he falls off of something very tall. But I literally... I stopped watching the NFL altogether. That shit still stresses me out to this day because I was a fucking 49ers fan for years and years and years, and then that shit happened, especially with my home team, and it was like, what the fuck? Fuck that shit, man.
When they allowed motherfuckers to kneel.
Yes, that was Colin Kaepernick. I'm sorry, that was the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers for the 8 years that they absolutely sucked.
And
your team started that?
Yeah.
I should go and slap me for it.
Here's the thing, not
shit, blah blah blah. Dolphins fan. I don't want to. Dolphins fan.
There's been another debate on Twitter about how art should be subversive and stuff like that. No, I totally agree. I'm going to say that whatever art you produce, go ahead and produce it. I have nothing against it. Now, if I do, I am under no obligation to like it or purchase it.
Right.
Go ahead, put it on the market. Let's see if it can compete. I think you're going to see D&D go down. I think you're going to see Pathfinder go down unless they get wise and they say, you know what? We need U.S. printers now. Now you got a market for U.S. printers. Cars coming from overseas to here. Well, they're too expensive. I want a U.S. made car. Bang. There's your U.S. manufacturing position. Steel from China, I think is too expensive. I think we ought to go back to Pennsylvania steel. Bang. There's steel production back in. So on, so forth. It's going to have an effect. And I think at this point, I think Trump and the people that he's involving around him right now, I think they've got a good plan. At least I hope they do. Because I think if he's going to institute this, then there needs to be an air of irreversibility to it. And anyone who attempts to reverse it should be viewed as corrupt. And look at their financials because those are matters of public record. Go back and start digging through them. If they're taken from Chicom businesses or something like that, you know, and you don't have to buy them. That's
we already know which side of the political sphere was embroiled with China, and still is to a heavy degree, because the guy who may have been our vice president has been to China anywhere between 15 to 30 times. They don't know, but the FBI was tracking him the entire time. It trips me out to see that shit, man. It really does.
Yeah, the whole point of the tariff, there are 2 points to the tariffs. Number one, because before this voluntary income tax, individual income tax, that's how we made money. That's how we kept roads. That's how we kept schools. That's how we kept a lot of things.
Yep.
But number one, that's how we make money. And if you want to ship to us, that's what it's going to cost you. Number two, it brings the manufacturing back here to make American products, which might be a little expensive at first, but it brings, the competitive nature of the market, brings those prices down. Plus, we have innovation. So that's the two-pronged attack with the tariffs. And I think there's a third, because Trump's been talking real serious about getting rid of like the individual income tax. And I'm like, bro, I think I'm starting to get a little more on his side, because again, we're going with what's right in front of us, and what's right in front of us, it may not be right in front of us, but I can guarantee you one thing: this is what we care about. Because without this, we could sit there and wax poetic about your causes all we want, but it's not going to make a fucking lick of difference.
I think so. There's still so much more than just those few little things, though.
Oh, there is. Yeah, I mean, more than we could cover in a couple of hours is what I'm saying.
I mean, just like with the whole school system, it's a joke.
It is. We went, ever since the Department of Education was founded, we went from number 1 to number 24, and now we've plummeted even further post COVID era.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
We have, and I'm going to tell you, I do a public facing job, and boy, oh boy.
Dude, the Don't Say Gay bill was the best piece of legislation that I have ever seen written in my life. I'm not kidding you. It literally gave Sarah and I the opportunity to choose whatever school our kid went to.
Yeah.
But
so
wait a minute.
we get to send him to a private school of our choosing, and the application of the money for his public schooling just goes directly to that school.
But saying
Loved
that, you have idiots who thought, and still do, think that means they're not allowed to say gay or some stupid shit.
Yeah,
they just
ignorant, and they don't do the research.
Well, the name of the bill was the Parental Rights and Education Bill.
Yep.
Right? And it got relabeled as the Don't Say Gay bill. We don't know how that happened, but it did.
But, trying to explain that to people who are bisexual or lesbians or gay, and they don't have a clue what that bill actually is ridiculous.
Well, they make their money on being offended. Like that's how that's part of the American culture at this point, is just being offended. Pretty wild.
Oppressed, offended, any one of the above, right? If you're
You're echoing pretty good. A little feedback.